This phony landlord saw an article in the newspaper about a crop that could make the whole village rich: tobacco. As the village's landlord, Jack decided to lead everyone in growing tobacco. He allocated land to the villagers, figuring that once they made money, they could buy his land. Even the black folks would have the same opportunity. The villagers were excited, but then the pastor's doubts poured cold water on their enthusiasm. The war had caused tobacco seed prices to skyrocket, and Jack couldn't afford to buy them. But Jack had anticipated this. He had the villagers pool their resources and pawn their valuable possessions. The villagers started to hesitate, and the scene turned chaotic. That's when Lorna stepped up. "I have a ruby brooch worth $1,000, she said. "You might think I'm only helping him because he's my husband, but this is for all of us." With that, the villagers started to come around. They donated their valuable items one after another. Jack said his right hand was injured, so he could only use his left hand to sign their contracts. He divided up the land among the villagers. "You will come back, won't you, sir?" they asked. Then Jack took the collected items, intending to go to the city to exchange them for seeds. Everyone had their doubts. They were afraid Jack would take the money and run. Before his father left, even Jack's son gave him his prized possession, hoping to contribute to the family's efforts. After seeing Jack off, the villagers immediately started to clear the wasteland. The village seemed to come alive again. However, as days passed without Jack's return, the villagers grew anxious. Lorna had to endure immense pressure every day she went out. She could only repeat over and over that her husband would definitely come back. Finally, Jack returned home. Lorna gripped his collar, demanding to know where he had been. Jack excitedly embraced her onto the bed and showed her the fruits of his labor. Lorna was relieved. The man before her was now someone she could rely on. Even though they were mired in debt, the couple's bond grew stronger day by day. Jack distributed the seeds to the villagers. At that moment, Jack's land also came alive with activity. Several months passed, and the crops grew to over 1 meter tall. But then, while working alongside the others, Lorna suddenly felt dizzy. The doctor's test results came back quickly. It turned out she was pregnant. Jack could hardly believe it. For him, this was the start of a new life. But Lorna's face clouded with worry. Compared to the past, Jack had become too good to be true. He always seemed to have an air of uncertainty about him. The next day, Lorna suddenly noticed 3 vagrants had come to the farm. She didn't know what they said, but it enraged Jack, who was standing nearby. She only saw Jack use a knife to drive the 3 men away. Who were they? Lorna had no idea. The pastor ran into the 3 vagrants by chance. From their conversation, he learned the reason for their argument with Jack. The pastor then found Lorna and told her that Jack was a fake.
Hey!
Those 3 men had seen Jack before. On the battlefield, Jack had a scar, but now